Welcome guys, Brendan here from Terminated Gaming, and once again we're back on World of Warships with another replay. And once again, I should preference this and say don't play CVs. Well, Brandon, you are playing a CV. And you've played two now in the same week. I know, I should go take a shower after this replay. But yeah, this is my second CV replay. I've been playing CVs a little bit more of late. I don't know why. Just seeing if I can actually do it, I guess. So, this isn't going to be a spectacular game for most CV players, but hey, I'm not a CV player, so... This is HMS Indomitable, so it's the premium British CV, so it has super fast planes, rockets, and HE dive bombers are your only two plane choices, and you don't get very many of them. Awesome, right? This opening attack here against the T-61 is very stupid on my part. You're going to see some errors, of course. A lot of CV players will probably cringe at some of the errors I make. I made the same errors, or similar errors, in the Enterprise video that you saw on Tuesday, so if you haven't seen that one, go check it out. It'll be linked up in the cards above with the playlist. So as you can see, I missed the opening rocket attack against that T-61. But I did cause him to smoke up there, so... I actually am alternating plane types this time, as Indomitable has very limited number of planes and only two types of planes. It is smart to alternate it. There's only going to be a couple times in this battle you'll see me break the alternation. I'll start off with rocket attack and then go to HE dive bombers, or I'll be at HE dive bombers and switch to rocket attack. So we'll alternate pretty well. I get lucky here. The friendly Cleveland actually radars the T-61 in the smoke, and so I use the HE, well, I say dive bombers, but they're actually carpet bombers. And I'm actually going to do something here I don't always do, is I'm actually going to do a second attack run with the same squad. With the attack planes, I'm more likely to do that. With the rocket, or the carpet bombers, I'm not. And this is a really good way for me to keep, it keeps my damage low, is the problem, is the trade-off, but it keeps me with a healthy number of planes for the match. So here, sending out the rocket attack planes, but yet I am dropping a squad, or dropping a attack flight and just going with 4. And I won't even probably use all 4. I won't use the other 2 attack flights I have. I'll probably just use 1 and recall it. That's generally what I do. Unless I can actually survive in the AA, or sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It is funny, sometimes I will use my speed booster at like dumb times. I drop a fighter here. I don't know why. It's just gonna get murdered before it even gets there, as we heard. It got destroyed notification before it even had the airborne notification, so that's how fun that was. At this moment, I'm starting to realize that our A flank is collapsing quickly. You saw me open up the map there. I was relocating my CV and telling it to go the other way, so I'm not getting in front of all these. And I'm actually going to attack this hipper. He's the furthest thing the closest thing to me at the time here. So, attack of HE HE carpet bombers. Sorry, I'm used to saying dive bombers. Just like any other nation has dive bombers. He gets 6,200 damage there, and we take out his engine. He doesn't actually fix the engine, and this is where you're going to see me run the HE carpet bombers immediately again. I'm trying to see if I can get a fire, but he will put out that most likely if I get a fire, since his engine's out right now and he's not putting that out. Of note, our friendly Mayhan torped and killed our friendly Andrea Doria. An upcoming patch here, I think as of yesterday, the friendly fire mechanic is being turned off. With that run, we double our bomb hits from 7 to 14. But we get no fire as the hipper was running his damage control right at that moment. So his damage control is down, and the HE rockets, there's enough of them, and they got a decent enough fire chance that I could probably set a fire with these. So yes, I am flying through Agonize now and hipper AA. I'm going to lose 1 full attack flight before I get that attack off, but we get 11 rocket hits and a fire. I felt like that was worthy enough. The main thing is trying to focus down one target. My friendly team is not shooting at the hipper, but the hipper is the easiest target to kill. So it is up to me to try and get him killed. Once again here, we're going to have both the Gneisenau and hipper AA. Thankfully, the Parseval does not drop a fighter for the hipper, but the hipper is running as a fighter himself, but it doesn't mean anything. We get 3 bomb hits and a fire at that time. He's going to put that out. Of course, the fighter is a nice little decoration that Wargaming gives us. Parsifal actually dropped the fighter ahead of the Hipper, so the Hipper could fly into it, but at this point the Hipper's low enough. This is a worthwhile fly-in. Quickly get in and kill the Hipper with rocket planes, assuming I hit. And of course the Reticle is going to be slightly off. If you didn't know about that, the replay bugs in this cause the Reticles to be weird. Here again, you're going to see me violate that rule. I had attack planes out before, and I'm sending them out again, this time against the Gneiss now. We're up to 30,000 damage and 1 kill. We're going to go and try to light the Gneiss now on fire. We get him on fire here, but he's going to extinguish that. I don't know if he actually got a second one or if he just extinguished our single fire. And as many of you know, we cannot allow that. You should be punished severely for getting a single fire and putting it out. As you can see, he's on fire again. A friendly teammate has lit him on fire. That is not my fire, as my damage is not taken up. The Parsifal drops a fighter for him. Doesn't matter. I'm only running 1 attack through there, and I get a fire. And at this point now, I'm going to, while he is burning nicely with 2 fires, I'm going to send my attack run against that Richelieu that's out there. And keep an eye on this Richelieu for the rest of this game. You would think I should, and looking back on it, I should have attacked this guy more ruthlessly, but I was trying to more help the team. This guy was out of the battle, so in my mind I shouldn't have been attacking him, but in hindsight I probably should have been attacking him. So here I'm running my HE attack, I'm going to say HE dive bombers. I know they're not dive bombers, but that's what I'm going to continue saying for the rest of the match. Against the Gneiss now here, I'm going in an unideal angle again. And so all of these are going to drop, and I'm going to get like 1 non-penetrating hit. Lovely. And I'm going to recall those. Again, you're going to see me do that a lot, especially with Indomitable. And now I'm actually going to go against the Gneiss now without pre-dropping. The main thing here is I'm going to try to get 2 runs off against him. I don't presume that I'm going to actually have enough planes in a 4-plane setup in order to get 2 drops off, unless I lose one of the planes. So we get the first run off, no fire. As you saw probably just before we launched, he did extinguish them. I'm going to lose 1 plane before we even get turned around. And I'm going to go into the next attack run as we're turning. And we're going to lose that other plane in the flight, I believe. Maybe not. Once again, the Reticle's off, but we do get the kill on the Gneiss now. Up to 50,000 damage and 2 kills. Also done 44,000 spotting damage for the game at this moment in time as well. Now we're going right up against the Richelieu again. As you notice, he's actually been able to recover some health, which is not a good thing for us. Richelieu, of course, being the same tier as me, his AA is pretty good. Not spectacular, but it is better than most. We get 8 bomb hits, 7 of them penned, 1 didn't, and a fire. He puts out the single fire, and of course we should go and punish that severely. But of course this is also me, and that guy is actually, part of his username is Tim, and as you know I like to call the Timmy shell or the Timmy torp. So Timmy's gonna punish me severely on all of these. We get 11 rocket hits there, but no fire. I think his damage control might have actually been still up. I try to get this turn off, but as you notice, my planes are losing health quickly here, and I actually only get 1 plane off there with 1 hit. I mean, if I wouldn't have rushed into it, maybe I would have did better there, but those were getting shot down. That was a full squad, and I only was able to get 1 full run off on that Richelieu. Not that I'm complaining, like, his AA is actually really superior, so it's not a huge deal. Coming in with the HE dive bombers, hopefully to get a fire, but I scuffed that to the left. I really shanked that bomb drop, and that really cost me. What a waste of time. I lost 1 plane in that whole thing. So now I'm just going to take a full squadron of attack planes again and hopefully set them on fire. Granted, by this point, I'm pretty sure his damage control has returned, because why wouldn't it? He hasn't been needing it for a while. We get 11 rocket hits again, but no fire. Gonna get these spun around and get into this attack. slowing up, making sure I could try to get it. Get the 2 planes off. We actually get a fire on 7 non-penetrating rocket hits. But our team is quickly throwing this game. We've been up 2 caps to 1, but we are losing a lot of players. The Edinburgh and the Richelieu in a division together have really been doing a number to this team. So I decided to go help out the Bismarck with the Edinburgh, help out the team wherever possible. And if you've noticed my CV positioning, I have really made a problem for myself. Get 1 drop off against the Edinburgh, lose 1 plane in the process. The torpedoes will not connect with me, thankfully, but I should not be pushing into the open like that. We get 1 rocket attack here against the Edinburgh. I'm going to try to spin around again. The Edinburgh's AA is also pretty good. It is a light cruiser. Thankfully, our friendly Bismarck is running his Hydro in this situation, so that Edinburgh cannot actually escape from the Bismarck. I get this rocket attack off on the Edinburgh for no real damage. HE dive bombers right off the deck again. We're gonna get over here and attack the Edinburgh. Thankfully, right before we get there, the Bismarck fires a salvo, gets him down to 4,900 health. Of course, the British Heel is helping that Edinburgh out pretty well. Get the dive bomber attack off. We drop a fighter just in case. Edinburgh down for bomb hits. Now we're heading towards the Richelieu. Might as well use what's left of these to hopefully get some damage against him. We lose that plane just before we get there. The Richelieu can see us. The Richelieu has fired at this. Bismarck hits the Richelieu. The Richelieu gets down to 85 health. And he kills us from 34k. He had our flat broadside and kills us. But I took very good satisfaction, even in my death, to know that I was going to kill this Richelieu here at 85 health. It only takes 1 rocket pen, and we get that rocket pen and get our It's Just a Flesh Wound. With 3 planes left, the game with 2 minutes left, there's not really a chance that we're going to win this. We're down so many points. Our Bismarck's really low, being harassed by the enemy CV, who has not been spotted since the beginning of the match, and newsflash, he is not in his spot that he was last spotted in. And so I'm going to hover these planes around this smoke screen, waiting for this Mayhan to eventually come out. But sadly, the Mayhan will finish off our Bismarck before that happens. The Lowenhart's actually trying to attack the Mayhan in that smoke. I think he's trying to find a run-up. As you can see, the smoke is dissipating, so I'm going to get started swinging around to engage that Mayhan as he comes out. But the Bismarck goes down, and that basically sealed the game entirely. This Mayhan does me a favor here. He keeps his AA on, and he starts to turn sideways on in front of my attack run here. But we actually don't get very many hits. We get 6 hits. I did not let that aim. And we have the big plane that could, with less than 300 health, slowly turning around, trying to start the attack. 60, 40 health. There's our Kraken and our second kill from the time that we died. Of course, we can only get It's Just a Flesh Wound. And that was actually my first ever Kraken award in a CV. It came down there to the end, a Tier 6 CV versus a Tier 8 CV, but the enemy team had enough point differential at the point of the end of that match to carry the day and win it for them. Of course, as tradition in the new way we do these replays, we'll talk about the game a little bit while you guys enjoy some screenshots from that game. Now, that game, I could have done a lot of things better. I could have reacted to helping the team more in the ACAP right away. I thought I did fairly well focusing down targets, except for the Richelieu. I would split the Richelieu between that guy and the Gneisenau, and then that guy and then the Edinburgh. If we would have been able to focus that Richelieu down quicker, and instead of me focusing trying to kill that Gneisenau, the game result might have been different. Whereas I played a little bit more greedily and tried to help kill the Gneisenau, who would have went down to the friendly fire, before that. So it comes down to a little bit of my mistake. I did get 5 kills for the team, did a decent amount of spotting, So I felt like I did a little bit more of my part. Of course, the damage number wasn't quite there, and we'll see that when we get to the scorecards. And, of course, there at the end of the game, the CV positioning, a big part of things that a lot of us will critique other CV players, even us surface shift drivers, that don't play CVs very often, like myself, will critique other CVs, you know, for not being in a good position to help your team. And I was a little too aggressive at the end with my CV position, and it cost me dearly with 34,000 damage from a Richelieu. I mean, if he wouldn't have killed me in that instance, the game might have been different. It might not have been. The game was almost over at that point. The main thing was the friendly team. We lost so many teammates right there before the end of the match. So many of them on low health. You know, effective trading during the battle really helps too. So anyways, going through now to the post-game results. Now, we've, of course, got it's just a flush wound, technically 2 if you really want to count it. A Kraken Unleashed for our 5 kills. And we only did 88,520 damage off of 40 bomb hits. We had 9 fires, 3 incapacitations, and 115 rocket hits. 5 spotted ribbons and 3 defendants. So, cool, right? Go to the team score. We didn't finish top of the team, but it was relatively close between the guys that were there. We had myself at in third with 5 kills, 1,128 base XP. The Cleveland on my team, 1,221 base XP, shot down 32 planes. Our friendly Bismarck, 1 kill, 21 plane kills, 1,179 base XP. Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't really think anybody on the team was to blame. It was just the enemy team played just slightly better during the whole length of the match, and it was a relatively close game. It wasn't really a stomp. It was a pretty fair game. Of course, shout out to the enemy Richelieu, the enemy Edinburgh, who were divisioned up. They probably were very upset with me because I really killed that hipper. A really bad time for that hipper at the start of the match. Of course, the Richelieu shot down 37 planes, 3 kills. He had 2,100 base XP. That was a pretty good game for him. Enemy Mayhem played well with 2 ship kills, 1,964 base XP. Their Parseval played pretty well, all things considered. And look at all those plane kills. But I don't even think most of those are coming from me. I think a lot are coming from Lowenhart too, because we only lost 59 planes over the course of that game. And of course, again, once again, most of those coming from the largest group being the fighters, and then 18 attack planes lost, but we were launching 6 in a squadron and 14 HE bombers. So we were launching quite a few times in that battle and generally losing maybe 1 to 2 planes. But it just, and still at the end of the game, wasn't struggling for planes. It just comes down to switching up consistently and allowing them to regen over time. Of course, 88,000 damage. You can see the breakdown of the damage up there at the top, 25,000. We spread it out fairly evenly over the kills, except for the Mayhem at the end. You know, 25,000 against the Richelieu for a kill, 21,000 against the Hipper for a kill, 18,000 for the Gneisenau, 11,000 or almost 12,000 for the Edinburgh, and then 2,600 for the Mayhem on our kills. From our aircraft, we did almost 68,000 damage, 155 aircraft hits, mostly from the rockets, 115 with 30,800 damage, and then 40 bomb hits for 37,000 damage, and only did about 20,500 in fire damage. We only spotted for 52,000 HP as well, and we had a decent amount of our team's defense points. There wasn't very much defending the caps going on during the length of that battle. Of course, the Indomitable is a premium carrier, but none of us really care about the credits and XP, so there's this screen. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed. If so, rating would be much appreciated, and I'll catch you guys most definitely on the next one. Peace out.
Shut up and sit down.